Yes, this is the final stage we have. We are on the report now. We are working on the report right now. When you look at the report, we have different kind of a report we have here for now. We have the trial balance, we have the general ledger, we have the note to financial statement, we have the statement of financial position, we have the non-current asset post. So now when you look at this general ledger, as you are posting transaction there, the land, everything will be increasing here. Even all the transaction, if you look at the transaction we posted the other time, this is, if you look at this is the total debit on the land. This is the total credit on the land. Cash and land, this is the total credit, this is the total debit. When you look at this accumulated fund, this is the total debit, this is the total credit. And you may decide to select a particular account. You will say that a total debit for it, a total credit. And then you may decide to reload the account. And for every account, we have filter by date range from here to here. You can filter it like that. You can search and you can export to Excel. Let's say we want to export this particular account to Excel now. You can export it to Excel and open it. You can see now that the Excel now came with the result, so that you won't have to do anything again. In case you want to use it for further transaction, we have the complete record in the Excel here. So likewise, if you go to general ledger here, as we are posting transaction, let's search for that Ford Soft Limited, Swipe Tech Limited account. I think the Swipe Tech Limited account, we post the transaction, is supposed to be at the top. Swipe Tech Limited account, we posted some transaction on it. Yes, if you look at the Swipe Tech Limited account here, from the general ledger, you have an account. The total debit on the account is what? 150. The total credit on the account is what? 30,000. So if you look at the balance before, you look at the balance after, look at the current balance. So even though if you come to so even though if you come to here, let's search for that Swipe Tech Limited. Look at the debit here. On the Swipe Tech Limited, look at the total credit here. Look at total debit 150. Look at total credit is 30,000. The total debit so far is this. Total credit so far on all accounts is this. So if you come to general ledger, you see that it has the same thing, but first off, for a Swipe Tech Limited account, have like 3 transactions, which when you see it that it has 3 transactions, but Swipe Tech Limited, you can see that it has 3 transactions. It has like 2 debits, 1 credit, but on the trial balance, it appears once. You can actually export this result to Excel. This is going to be one of the reports. We've done all these reports so that you export individual report to Excel as you wish. So they are all working. And then the note to financial statement, you see the note to financial statement, you see property plans and improvement note one. Even what we did the other time, you see them here. You can see all the notes to financial statement. You can see investment, you can see this, you see that, you see that. You see all of them. You can equally export to Excel and you can filter by date. Let's say I want for 2020. You can search. I don't have for 2020. Let's say 2021. You search. Likewise, this you can equally search by date. And for the current, you will see like statement of financial position for each account. You now see the group under the receivable. You have the total of this for this year, and you have the total of if I decide to put another year, let's say I put 2020 and I search. If I put 2021 search, I think it still brings the same thing. You see the total here. This is just the group of account. This is the categories of account we created, and these are the sub account under it. The total amount of transaction that occurs, that is the available balance for each account for each year is selected. So you see it. And when you come to non current asset here, we can search it here. You see it here. That now this is very, very important for you to understand that as at 1st January 2021, this is the balance for land, balance for office complex, balance for church building, balance for studies. So during the year, 2 million naira was added to this, 600 naira was added to this, 300,000. Likewise, this. As at the December, when you had the total of this and this will give you this and this will give this. But this 2 million naira is irrespective of whether it is debit or credit. So the depreciation that occurs on each of them, like here, no depreciation, no depreciation. Here, we have the depreciation. As at 1st January 2021, you have the depreciation of this. During the year, you have depreciation of 400. So when you now can add all the depreciation together, you have depreciation of 500. So when you now come to this carrying value, the summation of this minus this is what give you this. Likewise, this 600 minus this, what will give you this. So the system will call it calculate for previous year. So if I decide to enter 2020 here and search it, you see that we have 0 for 2019 because we don't have record for 2019. But as you can see now, if I put 2019, it means that system is going to bring 00 for all the year because we don't have any record like that. 2021, I can search, the system will bring the record. And you can export this report to Excel. And you see now that the report now came up in what Excel based on what we've designed before. We have all this in place. This is what we have so far. Remember, generate report for trial balance, general ledger, this statement of financial position, and then current asset position. And then you can create a chart of account here. You create account group from here. And then you have a payroll. This is where you change username and password for your users. Fixed assets, this is a backup and restore. When you are through with the whole of this, you have to post transaction, interact with it so that you get familiar with the software. We now wipe the data and give you a fresh copy of the software again so that you can start the transaction. This is what we have for the accounting. If there is any update you want us to add to it, we can add it to it based on the agreement, but it's going to come at based on agreement. So thank you. This is what we have. Thank you for patronizing us at Ford Software Limited. We are here to deliver good product to all our customers, and we appreciate your effort for giving us the opportunity to work with you. Thank you.